geez, I think there was a pretty decent three presenting itself pretty early in the offense. We probably took a bunch of those, right? I got to look at it a little bit, but it felt like a lot of those were wide open threes, right?
Would you prefer to wait and see what you got a little bit later?
Now that I'm sitting here right here, I would have to go back and pass it around a few more times and see what else was there and take that. But it's not really our mindset in general, right? We want guys to take open shots, whether they're early or late. But we certainly could have attacked it better. But we just don't seem to make enough shots against it.
We knew there was going to be moments of reimagination getting used to everybody. How do you think they came through it in that regard, with playing together for the first time in 11 or 12 years?
For the most part, pretty good, Doug. I think I'm not sure why. Probably related to the offense and missing some shots, but our defense, we were doing everything perfectly for a long stretch, and then we just totally broke down. Like we just there was no help anywhere all of a sudden, and that wasn't the case for the most part of the game, right? And then it just was one after another, drive down the lane to the rim, and to parade to the free throw line didn't help, right? So there was a little bit of disconnection there, I would say, but it was pretty good, for a lot of the game.
But for about 2.5 quarters, like you said, defensively, where DeMar couldn't get his game going.
Yeah.
When he did get going, did you give him the credit on that, or did you feel the breakdown started?
Well, I think you got to go. You certainly got to give him credit for it. But I would say that for some, again, our game plan was to certainly let him drive right down the middle of the lane and play one-on-one and play it in, that kind of stuff. And we didn't have that. We had, again, like I said, that game plan was getting executed really good to send help, rotate out, and make you kick it out. And they did a nice job adjusting, getting the ball in the middle of the floor and isoing him, right? And he really took it aggressively downhill, played really well.
Second time recently where you guys have let a bunch of time come off the clock trying to foul in late game situations. What did you see in that play, and is that something you might emphasize more differently?
Yeah, it wasn't that big. I mean, I think we had two guys tie him up and whacking at it pretty good. Obviously, they didn't see anything there. Right, and he spun out of it, and just good thing we caught up at the end. And a few seconds went off there. Probably could have used him in the end, but not that big a deal. We did a little better job on the next one that we had trouble with before.
What do you like with that second night that you drove it with Con other four almost every second? You went with it twice tonight. You had more bodies, but obviously you didn't.
Yeah, I mean that's the group, the second unit group right now, and they're gonna have to play some extended minutes until these guys get off the minute restrictions, right? So that was just part of the minute restriction thing. Again, I think they have their moments, right? We need to see if they can get two halves put together. They seem to always have either a really good first and poor second, or first second stint, right? And see if we can level that out a little bit.
The goal has to be, with all your guys getting back to health, to sort of lessen the burden from Kyle. Did it feel tonight like the offensive responsibility he shouldered was less, or the same as the past 2 weeks?
It was a little less, but again, he had 12 threes, and I certainly, again, I don't remember many of those being not the ones we don't want him to take. I really can't even picture one right now that I think, geez, I wish he wouldn't have taken those two. Maybe one. And I'm not sure I even saw that one. He pulled up in transition. I'm not even sure I saw the whole play. So, but he did have the ball a lot. He was really finding people. He was doing a good job. He probably got 15 assists. Right? So he, a lot of shots and a lot of assists. He was doing a pretty good job out there.
Did not having the second or third facilitator on the court with Kyle, again, him, Fred, and Pascal. Then you had him, Patrick. You didn't have that guy tonight a lot. Is that hampering or hindering or helping him?
Well, Doug, I think certainly, we know if it was a normal situation, Fred would have been out there, right? taking the bird, a little bit of the burden off, moving Kyle underneath the zone, whatever. But he wasn't, but you know, Norm's a good player, Pat's a good player. You know, it's not like it's falling off you know, those guys are capable enough to stay in there. We did enough to have a chance to win that game, right? We should have been able to close that game out, I think. But we ran into a really cold spell of shooting, which affected our defense a little bit, and then we found ourselves on the other side of it.
I know it was a different mix today with different guys back and stuff. Is there any through line with this game and what happened with Portland the other day?
Is there any what?
Anything that connects the two long-term athletes together? Just other than missed shots?
I don't know. I don't think so, Tim. I think that you're right. You can sit here and you look like we play really well and got the games under control, and we come up on the wrong end of them a little bit, but we win our share of those too, I think, for the most part. And if you're not, usually those things balance out a little bit. I think that normally our fourth quarter defense is great, right? And it wasn't tonight, and it wasn't against Portland the other night, and we kind of let the star guys do the damage, and that's not really what was happening throughout the game, right? So we just got to be able to, you know, sustain that over some extended time, and that's probably a little harder to do with a lot of people in and out of the lineup, right? The consistency thing gets jolted every time two guys come in and out, I think, and that'll even itself out here. You good? All right.